Y'all, if the Vallow-Daybell, Pulaski, um, Cox, whatever onion goes any further, I'm gonna have to take allergy medicine because it keeps giving and giving. It's making my eyes sting, y'all.
Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. We uncover the grime on Keto and Krime. Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. Now is the time for Keto and Krime.
Hey everyone, Tracy here from Keto and Krime. Thank you so much to every single one of my patrons and channel members. You make this possible. And you're one of the reasons I do this. And I thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if I haven't said it before, thank you. I'll sing it. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with me and letting me geek out, not making fun of me like a lot of other people do, because I like weird stuff about crime and dark history. Thanks, everyone. How much crap keeps falling out of this thing, no matter what. Now, I am working on my review, my formal review of Sins of Our Mother. It will be out either this week or first part of next week. But in the meantime, because I have been perusing Reddit and also have some very great friends of the channel, Felicia, that sends me articles anytime they happen upon it, I wanted to report on two instances that may not have been glomped on to this thing that we have here, this crap cake that we have here. So I wanted to talk about is more drama with the family. That is Melani Pawlowski, formerly Melanie Boudreaux. She is Lori Vallow's niece from her older sister Stacy, who is deceased. Lori raised her a great deal of the time, I believe. So they were very close. As you know, she is a full-on believer in this mess that Chad and Lori have concocted. In fact, she left her husband, Brandon Boudreaux, and their 4 children, left him in Arizona and took off to Idaho with her family. After the divorce, she legally married Ian Pawlowski, who is also balls deep in this stuff, and also got herself into a spot of trouble in late 2019 when she attempted, along with Alex's help, of course, attempted to break a restraining order that Brandon had on her, just as a result of not only the attempt on his life, which most people believe was Alex, because as you saw in the documentary, he be dark. They had made Brandon dark at that time. So not only had he filed a restraining order on her and the entire family, but also from the children, and they attempted to basically break that restraining order by going to Brandon's parents' home in an attempt to see the 4 children. And so she was arrested for criminal trespass and breaking a restraining order at that time. However, now she's got herself into a spot of more trouble, which we will talk about. But first, did you know that Brandon sued Melanie's divorce attorneys? One of the many reasons that I'm sure the entire Daybell, Vallow, Boudreaux, Pawlowski clan hates him. He sued for $12 million and actually received a judgment. He sued her divorce attorneys who, during their divorce, and it was a very nasty divorce, but he ended up suing them for libel and slander, and winning a judgment of close to $12 million that I believe is still in appeal. But basically what had happened, the 2 lawyers by the names of Robert Jarvis and Garrett Smith, they represented Melanie during her divorce and the impending custody dispute. Garrett Smith also represented Lori's sister Summer and Zulema Pastanes when dealing with the prosecution and the investigation. So basically, this was a very close-knit group. But during the course of that custody, they attempted to paint Brandon, who is, if any of them are a staunch, true blue LDS, true blue Mormon, it would be Brandon Boudreaux. He has an impeccable business reputation, impeccable reputation within the church. He's not into any of the cray-cray. But basically, they represented him as a drug addicted, sexual abuser who kidnapped and assaulted Melani and their children and was addicted to dark pornography, whatever that might be. I'm sure that's something Chad would have written about in his dalliances with Lori. But basically, Brandon won his defamation and libel suit, and they are in the process of being paid out. Probably won't get the full 12 million. It'll probably be, whittled down, but basically that case has been settled for an undisclosed amount of money. And I think those two lawyers will think will think again before they smear someone else's name falsely. Well, holding true to this whole pattern, Melanie Palawowski has been charged with a level 3 felony, basically identity theft. Now, as part of their divorce and custody arrangement, she was supposed to be removed from Brandon's business account. She helped him with his Cougar Consulting, that's the name of his own independent business. And she was, of course, helping him with the business, so she had access to all the accounts, and her name was on there as an officer of the business. However, of course, after the 2019-2020 long court battle, she was ordered to be removed from all of his bank accounts, which he did. He did take her name off of it, but where Brandon went wrong is he did not remove her from the online banking. Now, I guess he probably assumed that the bank would do that automatically. They don't always do that. Make sure that you're not only doing that, but you're going in and making sure that is done as well. But basically, it shows that Melanie accessed the online banking for his business account and took documents, most of which were copies of checks that she wanted to give to her lawyers in the hopes of getting more money after Brandon. Specifically a $12,000 check made out to Cougar that she claims to have helped him bring in, so she wanted a piece of it. So basically, she accessed the bank account in March of 2020, and she was supposed to have been removed and have no access to the account after October of 2019. However, because she accessed the account and took documents, she is indeed guilty by Arizona law of identity theft, and she has now been charged with a Class 3 felony. Now, my opinion on this is line them up. I'm over this cray-cray family. Line them up. Charge them all. Get them all off the street. We don't need any of the crazy out here. You might be saving another set of children's lives by doing this. So I will keep you informed about what happens with this. It'll probably amount to a little bit of nothing. But basically, she's been charged with computer fraud and identity theft. And it could carry up to 8.75 years in jail, which is kind of an odd number, but I don't think she'll serve any time. She'll probably end up on probation. But anyway, I think it's interesting that now we see lots of other demons coming out. I know that it was very strange that Colby Ryan, who was the main, he and his wife Kelsey, or I guess they're separated, but I'll say wife Kelsey, were the ones mainly involved with the Netflix documentary that gave them all the information. And then, of course, there was the assault charges that were filed by Kelsey, then were later dropped. So, still don't know what's going on there. I'll keep you informed on that. They did dismiss them without prejudice, which means they can recharge him at a later time. I don't know if they're just waiting for the documentary or if she really did change her mind. But in any case, the plot thickens. And with that being said, I'll keep you informed on all of this as it develops. Look out for my upcoming review of Sins of Our Mother. And with that being said, until next time, Keto and Krime.